Welcome back, guys, to a new project, a new day, a new project. And this is something I'm going to need for future projects. So if you watch to the end, this one, I've already made this before, and this is sort of like a Mark II version. And I'm using, again, leftover bits of scrap wood, bits of ply, pine, whatever I can lay my hands on. So we're on this sort of 19mm hardwood ply board. I need a straight edge. Now I'm just looking for which edge would have been originally the factory edge. And I'm just going to mark them with my pencil just so I know. And this is just for reference. And it happens to be that top edge is the flat edge. So that's nice and easy. So I'm just going to flip that, put the flat edge against the fence and cut it, rip cut it to give me another flat edge on the opposite side. Now I had a project I've started, and then I needed a certain jig. And my jig, when I went to have a look at it, it was battered. It's sort of like unsafe now. I didn't like using it anyway, to be perfectly honest with you. It was like one I made a while back, and it just didn't sort of, it's gone. And I found some scrap. It just happened to fit in them slots perfectly. All I needed was like, they were just too thick, so I just ripped them down, just so they sit below the groove. I just got lucky here, but I mean, they're not hard to make anyway. Just make sure that you don't get any, no play. You can see there, they just fit perfectly. There's no play in that whatsoever. Really happy with that. So I'm just trying to get my bearings here on here where everything's going to sort of sit and go. So what I'm doing, I'm just drawing some reference lines just to give me an idea of my bearings as I'm going along with this build. So I'm using a bit more of that scrap. I think this is 12mm ply, bit of scrap I've got. And these are sort of like for sort of wing sections of this. Again, I'm looking for that square edge. This is probably not all that necessary on this really, but I just wanted to make sure and test myself, and practice makes perfect. So these little project like this, if I can practice, and it's something I'm going to use myself. The sister-in-laws ain't having this, are they? They'd find a use for it, no doubt, but it's something I'm going to use. So practice, and practice makes perfect. So I'm just cutting it in two, and with this ply, it's not that good, so I'm just scoring it first. It still doesn't sort of do it any good, really, to be perfectly honest with you. But it helps a little bit. That's one, and that'll be two. Again, just try to make it the cut as neat as I can. And these are the runners. I'm just cutting down to size now. And what I did, I found another piece exactly the same size, so I've kept that back to one side because of this. I'm going to be making an upgraded table sled in another project. So they'll come in handy for that. I'm just cutting in a 45-degree angle into the two sort of wings. So you probably guess what I'm making now. It's a spline jig. But my other spline jig, I've battered it that much and abused it that much, it was sort of unsafe. So I'm just using a piece of wood for the bottom to raise it. But you could use some pennies there or washers or something. But I had some of that wood that was just the right size, and I just thought I'd use that. Bit of CA glue just to stick the top to. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the fence as a reference here to get it spot on where I want it placed. Don't forget the activator, Billy. Nice and easy. Just take your time. Just press that down firmly and just give it a minute or so just to stick. Now it's all stuck, I'm just making sure these little screws are countersunk in and the heads are below that wood. And probably seen from one of my other videos where I've done that initial review of this, well, not review, the unboxing of this drill. I thought I'd put it to its test over the next couple of projects, or the next couple of months, should I say. But up to now, it's working quite fine. And then just simply screw them down and make sure nothing's protruding. Again, more scrap wood used, practice, can't beat it. I mean, I've seen some of these spline jigs, what you can buy sort of off the shelf, and some of them are cheap, some of them are like really expensive. But this is costing you absolutely nothing, and it's all practice for you. That's a bit sticky there, although it doesn't look it, it feels a bit sticker. So I'm just lightly sanding the runners. Just keep sanding them very, very lightly, going back and forward until you get it just spot on. And the beauty of making it this out of scrap wood as well, if it all messes up, you know, in a few projects' time or whatever, you just make another one. All in all, this took about an hour to make. That were it. An hour and a half max. So I want a reference line directly in the centre of that board. And that'll just give me something to work to. And guys, if you see any mistakes I'm making, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to know. It's all about learning. Other people see them comments and they learn from it as well. So don't be afraid to drop comments in that can help everybody else. I'm open to constructive criticism and comments. Believe me, don't worry about it. It's all about learning. My channel's all about learning woodworking. A lot of you guys are coming on a journey with me. Where will we all be in a couple of years' time? Will we be doing a little project like this, or will we be making big fancy things? I'm just simply gluing these triangles on. I did cut some plywood ones which went wrong. They were an absolute mess and I just couldn't look at them. So I did cut some. I don't know where the footage went for it, but I did cut some out of this scrap pine. And then I'm just sort of making them flush with that 45 degree there. So just take your time, making sure that it's 100% flush. What I'm tending to do is just leaving them set up sort of for 5 minutes or so, just to set up, and then I can screw them in. I'm just going in with a countersink, pilot countersink. And again, I'm using 35mm torque screws here. I think on the runners I used 20mm, just normal Phillips, I think there was. Make sure your clutch is set right. Make sure you don't sort of go too far and go straight through. So just bringing the two halves together, and I'm absolutely over the moon with that. Perfect. And when I put my sort of square on there, they marry up. Fantastic. So now you can see that reference line where I'm using that to sort of seat them. And the whole idea behind the way I'm doing it with the wider base was stability. And my last one, I just felt unsafe using it. I was always having to watch what I was doing more than anything, like, rather than, you know, it just felt unsafe. That's the only thing I can say, really. Where this one already, it feels better. I'm just marking out for some screw placement now. More countersinking, pilot holes. And just make sure you're not putting any screws where that blade is going to eventually be going. Have that in your mind. It's surprising what sort, you know, you can make them mistakes. They're easily done. Just take it nice and easy as you go through there. This is probably an unnecessary step, this gluing bit here, but I just thought I'd glue anyway, just to keep it, give it that little bit of extra. Look at me, who do I think I am there? Picasso or something? Look at the concentration on my face. You can tell I'm in the zone, can't you? I'm in that woodworking zone. Again, so I'm just going from the underneath side to screw them down, make sure they're all secure. And that's that. Make sure them underneath that wood, just to, you know. And this is probably another unnecessary step. I thought I'd make it a little bit more rigid because I'm going to be going right through it with a saw. I know the top section is going to be where the strength comes and makes it rigid, but I just thought I'd add that little bit of extra to it, just to give me that extra peace of mind. It might not do anything, but in my head, it's just, and I've got it in my head, I don't know why, it's just a little bit of an extra safety feature, I don't know why. So I'm gluing that down, one at the front, one at the back. And it just I'm always scared, like with these spline jigs, just flexing that base. So the more I'm sort of, keeping it stable, I think the better. I'm not an engineer, but I'm thinking, that's me thinking. I'm just checking all the screws are below everything. I'm just giving it a sandback. Just get all the fluff off, clean it up a bit. I know it's shop furniture, but just give it a quick clean up. I've got to think about cleaning. I don't know what it is. That's just an old box I had from one of my other projects. But yeah, it sits in there really nice. Now I'm going to wax. Somebody sent in me some wax, one of the viewers. What some wax they make. Llama wax or something. It's not made from llamas. That's the name of the little woodworks. Llama Woodworks or something. I'm just going over the runners. Don't comment. It's not llama wax. Trust me. Just going over the runners, and then a bit of brie wax as well on top, just to go over the top of that. I just want this to be super, super slick. So let's see how it slides now. Absolutely spot on. It's like it's got wheels. So let's get the initial cut done. I'm just going through. It feels stable, really stable. And I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy how that feels. So much safer than the last one. All I had for reference on the last one, and to sort of keep it in line, was the fence. But now I can use the fence. I've got 2 runners. I've got the wider base, which makes it more stable. Everything feels a lot more solid and robust. I'm just using a piece of 4x2 here, just to give it some initial test cuts. And they're spot on. I mean, I have got a flat tooth blade, what I'll run through that as well, which I meant to do for this initial test cut and I just forgot. And there's it's finished. Little blade poking through there. I'm really happy with that. It's such a vast improvement on the last one. So that tells me I'm learning. I can use that as a reference if I want, as well as the runners. So I've got 3 points of stability along with the wider base. And you can put sort of, if you wanted to, you could put sort of dog holes in there for clamping your bits down, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to bother doing that. I've seen some with T-tracks in and all that. The whole purpose of this was to keep it really, really simple and sort of, it's cost no money. It's literally cost me no money. And there's my old one, which only just rid up against the fence, and you can see where I've sort of battered it, and it's not very stable at all. So this one and this one is lighter, which is another bonus, but feels a lot stronger. I'm super pleased with it. Let me know what you think.